Welcome back to Caribe Royale, Night of Champions, Boxlab Promotions, live on the Zone. Had a fantastic fight card here, and we're going to go down to the super lightweight division. This is another title fight. Hendri Cedeno proudly representing the Dominican Republic. He's got tough Idalberto Umara, who we've seen in action before, and this is for the WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. Fantastic fight, our co-main event. Let's get the fighters to the ring. Here's Mark Freddo.
Next pair of fighters making their way into the ring at this time. Let's meet first on his way to the blue corner from Miami, Florida, by way of Espiritu Santo, Cuba, Idalberto El Veloz Umara.
Sacrifice. That has been the story for that man, Idalberto Umara. He had not seen his son for 5 years after he was born, after he was coming to America to try to make his name in boxing. Umara was finally able to see his son a year ago and now has a huge opportunity tonight against undefeated Hendri Cedeno. Big moment here in the career of Umara.
Umara, like 250 amateur fights, man. This guy is seasoned. So on paper, I think this is like a 60-40 or so. Cedeno over Umara, but Umara definitely can hang here. This one should be interesting, and on paper, a good one, Curran.
And now his undefeated opponent makes his way to the red corner from La Romana, Dominica Republicana, Hendri La Bazuca Cedeno.
Boxing's best kept secret. That is the self-proclaimed nickname of that man, Hendri Cedeno, proudly representing the Dominican Republic. He comes from a boxing family. His father taught him how to fight, taught his twin sister how to fight, his brother, all at an early age. And it's always a party going down watching Cedeno, all his fans and supporters at home in the Dominican Republic. Certainly they're tuned in here tonight. Last fight, we got some footage from the Cedeno camp. This is what it looks like, Michael, in the Dominican Republic when Cedeno fights.
Man, that's like a party that reminds me of Philippines and Pacquiao. A couple hundred people there, or and it looks like a good time is had by all. Well, he's 15-0, and he keeps on winning, and maybe they're going to be doing the same jam tonight.
That was the feeling last fight. I'm sure it's a similar setup, and this time a vacant title on the line, so the fans are going to be even more pumped up. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. You see the age difference there and the reach, and remember the reach is measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. What stands out to you, Michael?
What stands out is a number that isn't there. These guys are comparable as far as seasoning go. Umara is a very seasoned guy, has seen a lot of rounds. He's seen some ups and downs. I think he's motivated to give a good showing for himself. He does not want another loss, so going to be motivated. Cedeno is the A side here, though.
Both fighters motivated, both fighters ready. Here's Mark Freddo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from the center of the ring here in Orlando, Florida. This is Caribe Royale Night of Champions, airing exclusively worldwide on dazn. Our next contest is scheduled for 10 rounds. It will be contested for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. Brought to you by Boxlab Promotions in association with Kings Promotions and M&R Promotions. And presented by Caribe Royale Orlando. Embrace the moment, live Royale. Puncher's Chance, supporting all willing to take a chance, surrender to nothing. O2 Sports Insurance, the #1 in sports insurance coverage in the USA. And Rival Boxing Gear, a global leader. The contest is sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization, the president, Gustavo Oliveri Esquire. And joining us in the ring, supervisor Joe Hernandez. The judges scoring this count, David DeYoung, Braden Jackson, and Rose Lesend. And controlling the action when the bell sounds, the referee in charge is Frank Gentile. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at an even 139 pounds. His impressive professional record consists of 13 victories against 3 defeats, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black this evening and hails from Miami, Florida, by way of Santi Spiritu, Cuba. Please welcome the former WBA, Fede Caribe, Fede Centro, and Fede Latin champion, Idalberto El Veloz Umara. His opponent is undefeated, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 139 1/2 pounds. As a professional, his record is a perfect one. 15 victories, 0 defeats, 11 of those 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black this evening and hails from Villaverde, La Romana, República Dominicana. Please welcome Hendri La Bazuca Cedeno.
Gentlemen, gave your instructions in the dressing room. Anything below here, I'm going to call, okay? Remember, stop, break, box. When I say break, step back, clean, keep your hands up at all times. Any questions? Any questions? Good luck, touch them up. Good luck.
Hendri Cedeno was introduced to the sport. His father, Aquino Cedeno, who passed in 2014. Michael, this week he told us his father is in the corner as a spiritual cut man. Also in the corner for Cedeno, his brother Yuri, who's a great fighter in his own right.
Spiritual cut man. It almost brought tears to my eyes. I love it. He has an infectious smile that I adored, and is going to get a lot more fans as he continues to move forward and up the ranks. Has to keep winning, though. Let's see what he does here with Umara.
This fight is our co-main event of the evening, scheduled for 10 rounds. It's in the super lightweight division. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Michael Woods. This is Boxlab Promotions, a Night of Champions, live from Caribe Royale on the zone. This fight is going to be contested for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight title. Hendri Cedeno in the red gloves, Idalberto Umara in the blue gloves. Let's get this one underway, Michael.
Cedeno coming out as the aggressor, but Umara is answering right away. In center ring right now, both men look like they've warmed up. There's good hand speed to start, and pretty decent volume and activity for a round one.
And we've seen Umara here before in main events. He took on Kevin Brown, who's our main event headliner here tonight, Umara did. And Umara actually dropped Brown in the 4th round, and not a flash knockdown. It was all power. It was started by a left uppercut. And so Umara, has the ability to play spoiler. There's a quick combination for Umara. Left hand got through. There's that quick uppercut we talked about.
230 as an amateur record. So, right, you say only 16 fights as a pro. No, this is someone who is much more seasoned beyond that. Comparable levels as far as, the rounds they've done and the maturity they have in the ring. You see Umara moving quite nicely there. So I see this as on paper being sort of comparable levels, and let's try to see if Henri pulls away, right? The Fighting Cedeno brothers, and they have a little bit of buzz going at them. Let's give us a very impressive showing. Give the people at Caribe, build up build this house up, make it your own.
1 minute to go in the opening round. Hendri Cedeno, he's undefeated, and he knows what this opportunity means, this vacant belt. Be big for him in his development in his career. 15-0, 11 wins by knockout. They call him La Bazuca.
You see the Bazooka moving forward, trying to back Umara up. Umara is okay with that, backing up, staying defensively smart, and then countering. You see he doesn't mind getting backed into a corner. He can work off there. That's not scary to him.
Umara working behind the jab. It's a lightning quick jab, and then you're seeing the movement there for Umara as well. So we close out round one. Both men have had their moments here, and we've seen a lot of speed from either man. We've seen working behind the jab, setting up combinations like that one, and really interesting round one. If that's a feeling out round, we're going to have a great fight ahead here.
Right. I thought it was a 60-40 or so. Cedeno with the 60, but as we said, we think on paper pretty darn comparable. We like this as a co-main event.
Take a look at the last 6 appearances there for Cedeno. Impressive. He's undefeated, as we've talked about.
Last gloved up December 13th, 2024 with a decision win over Luis Hernandez. Didn't seem to be any bad blood or excessive competition in between the brothers. We didn't pick up on anything like that. It seems like pure love in the Cedeno household for each other. No jealousy.
Hendri Cedeno's brother, Yuri Cedeno, 11-0-1 as a professional, 10 wins by knockout, only 25 years old. They've sparred together in the past, as they told us, and they didn't say either one got the better of each other. It's just good work in there.
Yeah, I asked around a little bit on that, and it's like, no, they never were ripping each other. It was always good work, and also Ori is a 160-pounder. We saw him at the fighter meeting. He got big old biceps. He looks like a middleweight, so that would be a little bit of an unfair situation advantage, I think, power-wise for him. But there's no hatred. It's pure love. And again, that smile that we saw from Cedeno. Dominican Republic, over the years, a lot of those guys have that demeanor. I know Johan Guzman, a very enjoyable personality, so that came through for me as well. Rooting for him as a human being, seems like a decent guy.
We saw the watch party there for Cedeno. Certainly it's going to be the same way here tonight. There was a quick combination for Umara. And remember, Umara is fighting with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder here as he waves the right hand. I don't know if he hurt the right hand there, but Umara lost the decision to Brown. He knocked down Brown. He felt like in his mind he won that fight. And so he's out on a little bit of a redemption tour here, Michael.
Right, and you got Brown in the main event, and no, it's not going to be like, oh, we're getting these guys back on the same track. To do that again, that's probably not going to happen. But there's a little bit of extra inflame tenderness there still in him. Let's see if he focuses it the right way, right? Be smart. Don't let any frustration of losing come into the ring in the next fight with you. And so far, so good. He looks pretty sharp. Hand speed is there. Movement is there. Umara looks pretty solid tonight here in round 2. You see he's light on his feet, Curran. Definitely a ring general. Uses the real estate there, all of it. And you see Bazuca coming forward, trying to track him down. He's slippery, right? So far, and then ripping to the body is the Bazuca. Try to quell those legs a little bit, stop that movement.
Certainly a style difference here. Cedeno playing the role of stalker, Umara moving around, lateral movement, landing counter shots.
And leading off the back foot too, right? Staying busy, he's backing up, not just getting chewed up as Bazuca comes forward. Staying busy, keeping a jab out there, keeping distance in between them smartly. Bazuca's not untracked yet. He's still figuring out this style, still figuring out what he has in front of him. And these are a couple even rounds here so far, I think.
Quick combinations for Cedeno, partially blocked by Umara. Both men investing to the body and upstairs, seeing a variety of punches here from both men as we close out round 2.
Me as a judge, I liked Umara's work backing up here in this round. Ring generalship was on point.
That's not easy to do.
No.
Umara was able to do it in that second round, have success backing up. Idalberto Umara, we mentioned, he had the opportunity to headline here at Caribe Royale against Kevin Brown. Lost the split decision, knocked down Brown, felt like he won that fight. He's come back since with a TKO win, so for him moving in the right direction and still has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder from that loss to Brown.
Yeah, last fight was in September too, so it's not like he's been sitting on the shelf for a whole year or anything, but could be an element of rust there. So, but as far as that goes, so far so good. He looks to be on point. We saw him shaking that right hand. Didn't see any real negatives on it though. And this one is playing out as we suspected it was. We liked it on paper. So far, so good. Solid co-main.
Round 3 underway. This one's scheduled for 10. Idalberto Umara said the moment the fight was offered, it wasn't a question, yes. So he knew what this opportunity meant. Both of these fighters are fighting for this vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight title, and that would be a big step up, especially in their young development. Each man would love to have that vacant belt.
Umara started out allowing Cedeno to close the distance on him a little bit, and he was ramping up his power from the previous round. So let's see if he, a little adaptation here and not as much backing up here. Maybe he wants to start taking it to Cedeno. Oh, well, he just took a right hand on the chin there. Real clean, hard shot.
Cedeno did some damage to the body, and then a big right hand upstairs got the attention of Umara. Seems like Cedeno's finding that timing that we've been talking about here. There's a right hand that gets through.
Yeah, Umara not dictating the distance in between them as much as he did in the last round. He was allowing Cedeno to come in on him and land clean on him.
And it seems like Cedeno has upped the pace here. And this is that was where Umara didn't want to be, right? Back on the ropes, back in the corner, because that's where Cedeno can tee off. It seems like, at least so far, when Umara is moving with that lateral movement, he's able to have success and not give Cedeno a stationary target.
Still trying to figure out power here. It seems sort of a comparable level in power here. It doesn't seem an obvious advantage either way.
Big right hand for Umara. Remember, he's dangerous. He's knocked down opponents in the past. Here comes Umara. And is Cedeno hurt?
Buzzed him bad.
Idalberto Umara. Huge right hand, turned around the fight.
He's still not all the way back, Kern. He definitely buzzed him real good.
There's
Umara's
right
a sharpshooter in this this third round, bro.
Yep, Cedeno answered with a right hand of his own. But Umara did damage. Another huge uppercut for Umara.
Right hand uppercut from outside, so on point. Accuracy so on point for Umara in this round. He really looks like the ring general. He's very much in control.
That left uppercut just missed. And remember, it was the uppercut that set up the knockdown of Kevin Brown by Umara. So he knows he has that in his tool belt, and it's been on display here in round 3. Ten seconds to go in what has been an exceptional round for Idalberto Umara.
No big smiles from Cedeno now, my friend.
Incredible action there. Umara throwing a big variety of punches, and I think that's been to his advantage because Cedeno can't see some of these coming. They're quick punches, they're coming at different angles. There was a right uppercut, there was a left uppercut, and had success. Let's take a look at some of the action in round 3 by Umara.
If Cedeno didn't know that the right hand coming from underneath was dangerous, well, bloody well he does now. 2, 3 times it landed. There's twice, ripping right hand from the side. He's acting like the bazooka. Umara is taking it to Cedeno, and he certainly did buzz him in that round. Cedeno did well to stay on his feet and not get chewed up. He fought back, even though he's a little bit dazed, not confused fully. But that was a full-on Umara round. I mean, you could give him a 2-point round almost there if you wanted to. Very solid start, better start for Umara than Cedeno so far. This is round 4 of a scheduled 10.
Round 4 underway, and Idalberto Umara certainly flipping the narrative of this fight.
Well, it's clear. Cedeno has been told narrative needs to change, okay? You got to act like bazooka. You got to take it to Umara because you were getting chewed up there before. You got to be the aggressor.
Remember, Cedeno undefeated, calls himself boxing's best kept secret, and you see a little more intensity here to start round 4 for Cedeno.
That was a heavy danger zone for Cedeno in that last round. So good to see him coming back and doing something different, trying to flip it. coming back. Aggression is the biggest thing, trying to back Umara up. Do not let him have command and control of that real estate as he did for so much of that last third round. And Umara, his accuracy is on point tonight. Oh, mine. His in-ring vision is really good tonight, looks to be so far.
Pinpoint accuracy for Idalberto Umara. There was a right hand that got through. There's a right uppercut, partially blocked, but still does damage. And now here comes Cedeno. This is where Umara doesn't want to be. Doesn't want to have his back on the ropes. Doesn't want to have his back on the corner.
Saw a little bit of blood there. Let's keep an eye out. Let's see if that is from Cedeno's face or the nose. Cedeno still coming forward, but to what great effect? Cedeno, he's still getting picked off by Umara, the sharpshooter.
Umara landed the straight right hand there. Got through for him.
You see also Cedeno looping shots. I'm worried that if I'm his corner, Umara's going to find him in between and pick that apart too.
There was that
he cannot
left
get sloppy.
uppercut by Umara. The uppercuts have been dangerous here. Got the attention of Cedeno.
Now, the increased activity from Cedeno and power punches, that's not meaningless. So far, Umara is handling it, but you see his body. He's slight. He could maybe get worn down a little bit too. So I think this volume uppage by Cedeno is a good idea. This was a take-back round so far, and ending now 15 seconds for Cedeno.
Cedeno upping the intensity in round 4 after seemingly losing round 3. Good action there to close out the round. Hendri Cedeno, a little more urgency, a little more intensity.
It had to be that way. That round 3 was really bad for him. Okay, and you're seeing a little consternation in the corner. Too many voices there in the red corner, which is an indication of what? You got to steady that ship. Captain's got to tell the crew there, the fighter, hey, this is what I want to see from you. One voice.
We mentioned Hendri Cedeno's father, who got him into the sport, tragically passing in 2014, but Cedeno's brother Yuri in the corner, one of the voices in there.
If I'm Cedeno corner, I'm saying, give me mostly more of what I saw in that last round. There was effectiveness that came from volume and aggression. Do not let Umara be in control because he's a sharpshooter. He's slick. With his feet, he's going to do what he wants, and with his hands too. See, this he can't. This Cedeno can't do. He cannot let Umara get into a rhythm of movement and using the ring to all the real estate. Keep being the bazooka.
Hendri Cedeno in the red gloves, Idalberto Umara in the blue gloves, and we've seen both men have success here. Now, if you are in the Umara corner, I mean, you have to be calling for the uppercut again, right? Umara had success in round 3, had success in round 4 with the uppercut.
One would think, but guess what? When you're getting backed up, it's really hard to get the feet planted to rip that particular shot. And that's why Bazooka Cedeno backing him up, taking that weapon away somewhat.
Referee Frank Gentile warning both men not to hold the head down.
I think Umara can get outworked. And I think that's Cedeno's best plan.
Come up on halfway through this round 5. Back and forth fight. Contrast in styles, and we've been talking about that. Umara backing up, using movement, counter-punching. Hendri Cedeno has been stalking.
And active on the back foot as he was in a very effective round 3. When he keeps on moving, but he keeps active, Cedeno does not get off with the same alacrity. See right there, that's backing up, yes, but there's activity behind it, and Cedeno is not able to get off like he likes. I like the crispness, I like the pop in Umara's punches tonight. Definitely has his full snap, it looks like.
Umara certainly fully motivated. He mentioned against Kevin Brown, he was coming off of the flu, still was able to get a knockdown and went to the judges' scorecards. Since then, he's scored a TKO win. Here comes Hendri Cedeno, right hand upstairs, gets through.
Cedeno threatening to steal the round on the judge's card there. Umara wants to flurry to give himself the best chance to win the round, which I think he did. He was a better ring general. Defensively on point as well.
Another fascinating round in this one. The WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship hangs in the balance. And it's been surprising. I mentioned this last round, Michael. The uppercut, we haven't seen it again from Umara. I'm sure that's what they're going to be talking about in the corner. Let's take a look at some of the action in round 5.
That bang, right hand. Bazuca trying to slip it. Bazuca coming forward, trying to rip with the right hand. Mix it up, body work, looking for the uppercut himself. So, hey, on paper we said somewhere in the neighborhood of a 50-50. I believe it's playing out that way to the benefit of our viewers. People are digging it. By the way, this place is filled in real nicely. We do have that main event coming up. Kevin Brown might be the best 6-0 fighter out there right now. That's to look forward to.
Halfway through our co-main event. This one is scheduled for 10 rounds for the vacant WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. We're coming to you live from Caribe Royale in Orlando, Florida. Boxlab Promotions, a Night of Champions. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Michael Woods. Fascinating fight developing in front of us. Hendri Cedeno, he's in the red gloves. Idalberto Umara in the blue gloves. And a lot of back and forth action. Both men landing the uppercut, both men landing in combination. And this has lived up to the billing here, Michael.
When Cedeno is throwing that volume, combinations, piling it up, he's winning those seconds of the rounds. Umara just not busy then, and that's hard to do, right? You got to punch in between, and Umara has that capability, but he doesn't always do it. So when Cedeno is being the ultra aggressor, just taking it to him, that's not easy to do, right? I don't just call for that and that happens, but when he does that, he's winning portions of the rounds.
A left uppercut got through for Cedeno moments ago.
Hyper aggressive he wants to be. And then you just see that slickness from Umara, just the slip and the slide. You could tell he's had, a couple hundred fights.
Minute 30 left in round 6, and it seems like the difference might be in stamina, in cardio. Who can keep this pace, right? Because both men are executing at a very high level here. Different strategies, different game plans, but both men are expending a lot of energy here.
Are you detecting that anyone's is better or worse than you figured?
I think it's clashing styles, and I think both men are having their moments. It's been back and forth. It seems like Cedeno maybe has had a few more moments, but the more powerful shots, the big oh wow moments, have come from Umara, but Cedeno has had a consistent attack throughout.
Umara is impressing me with his ring generalship. The movement, and then the head movement, the countering, the way he uses the ring, so clever. There you go, right there. Made him miss twice, and then made him pay with the left hand. And the little left hook digging up and then moving out. I mean, this is maybe subtle stuff. I don't think so. I think these judges can handle it, but Umara is surprising me to the upside in this. Real good performance so far. See, you can back up if you make a miss when he comes at you. Real nice work from Umara in this round. Definitely an Umara round on my very unofficial card, Curran.
Closes out round 6. I think it deserves to be said that we've talked about Boxlab Promotions, Omari Pedro, the team here. And when you look at this card on paper, you see undefeated fighters taking on opponents, but that hasn't necessarily been the case. We saw last fight, Teddy Webster made it to the distance, and in this fight, Hendri Cedeno very much getting tested here by Idalberto Umara.
No, more so than with other promotions, do not assume, based on records, what's going to happen. This is a bit of a coin flip fight. That is what we were thinking. That is what it is playing out to be. Bang, Bazuca taking it to him, and then Umara answering. Nice back and forth action there. And then Umara sliding out. I saw more time in that round when Umara was the boss. Wait, no, what's happening?
Are they calling the fight?
Why?
Wow, what a fascinating turn of events. Idalberto Umara is not coming out for round 7.
Curran, I just looked up at the trainer and I said, why? He looked down at me and shrugged and he's like, I don't know.
Idalberto
He just quit.
Umara was in this fight and he is not coming out for round 7, and that means Hendri Cedeno is going to take home the WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. Wow, what a turn of events here. Incredible. Hendri Cedeno was in a tough fight. Both men were motivated coming into this fight. Michael Woods, you just spoke with the corner. Did you find anything out?
Said what happened, and he indicated that there was like vomitousness. Did he throw up, or was he about to throw up? But yeah, stomach. Holy smokes, theater of the unexpected, man.
Incredible. You can.
Did I jinx Umara or what? I was so impressed with what he was doing.
Let's check out the punch of the match. This is brought to you by Puncher's Chance Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey, supporting all willing to take a chance. Surrender to nothing. Let's take a look at some of the action from round 6.
Cedeno taking it to Umara, who was backed up against the ropes. He was being the better ring general, but no, I guess he was getting more chopped down than we thought, than we suspected, than we knew. Bazuca taking it to Umara. Moving in on him, getting countered, yes. It didn't look to us like Umara was, expending himself to the point where you talked about it, my friend. You said stamina. And so the punch of the match was the accumulation there over that round. The punch of the match was the punch of the match of me being surprised that Umara saying no mas.
It seemed like there was going to be another 4 very tough rounds ahead for this vacant title, and you saw the emotion pouring out of Hendri Cedeno there. And Idalberto Umara has not gotten up from the stool, so clearly was affected there by the punishment. His corner decided to stop the fight. And let's take a look at what it looked like live. This is between rounds 6 and 7.
Umara head down, talking to the trainer, saying, don't feel quite right. Is he a bucket? The bucket is being offered to him? No. There's no vomiting. He just didn't feel right.
And let me just say, these are fighters. This is live now. Umara is exiting the ring. These are fighters putting their lives on the line. So if you don't feel right for the round, right, only the fighter himself knows. And the last thing you want to do is go out there and take punishment when you're not right. So that was the decision
but
made.
It wasn't a bad round that he had. So I'm calling me completely missed the fight still, Curran.
At the end of the day, it's going to be a TKO win for Hendri Cedeno. Let's get the official particulars. Here's Mark Fratto.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on information provided by the blue corner, the referee in charge, Frank Gentile, calls for a halt to this contest. The official time comes at the beginning of round number 7. Your winner by TKO, still undefeated, and the new WBO Intercontinental Champion, Hendri La Bazuca Cedeno.
I'm here with the winner, Hendri Cedeno. It was seemingly a back and forth fight, and then before round 7, Umara didn't come out of his corner. You get the big win. Talk us through the emotions that you're feeling right now.
Bueno, obviamente fue tremenda pelea, todos los rounds con mucha acción. De momento, obviamente, tú lo fuiste poco a poco trabajando y después no salió de la esquina. ¿Cómo te sientes ahora después de esto?
No, verdaderamente, en primer lugar le doy gracias a Dios, gracias a todos los fanáticos que están aquí, gracias al gran equipo de trabajo que yo tengo, King Promotion y Boxlab Promotion, por el gran trabajo que están haciendo en mi carrera, y me sentí bien, un plan de trabajo salió excelente, como mismo trabajamos en el campo de entrenamiento, vamos a meterle presión, que después del quinto al 6 en adelante, el único que se va a ver arriba del ring eres tú, él no va a aguantar tu presión constante con golpe continuo, de abajo arriba y de arriba abajo.
First of all, I'd like to thank God. I'd also like to thank my team of King's Promotion and Boxlab Promotions for the work they're doing with me. Again, the whole plan was just to keep the pressure on. Obviously, there was a strong round, round 3. But once we got past that, just keep the pressure on, and this was the end result.
Certainly the end result, and you pick up that belt here. We know that you got into fighting because of your father, fighting in his honor, your brother in your corner here, all your fans at home in the Dominican Republic. What is your message to all your fans and your supporters on this big win?
Empezaste en esto por tu padre, también tienes aquí a tu hermano en tu esquina. ¿Cómo tú ves todo y ahora cómo tú ves el futuro?
Verdaderamente que hace poco tiempo ya estoy viendo luz al final del túnel. Yo sé que vienen cosas grandes para mí, igualmente para mi hermano. Y nada, esto es un envío que le mando a los que están en mi categoría, que me den la oportunidad, que vamos por encima.
Yeah, this is, again, it's great to do this, great to have my brother with me doing this. And this is just a warning to everybody in the division. Here we are and here we come. Right. ¿Quieres saludar a la gente de la República Dominicana?
Claro que sí, un saludo a toda mi gente de la Romana, Villaverde, República Dominicana. Aquí tienen una nueva cara para lo que va a ser el boxeo mundial. Ya ustedes saben, Hendri Señor Martínez, La Bazuca, los hermanos Bazuca, ya ustedes saben.
Just a big shout out to La Romana and all the Dominican Republic. You know, the Bazuca brothers are here, they're ready, and they're going to be moving on to world title challenges. Yes, sir.
We know they're celebrating in the Dominican Republic tonight. Hendri Cedeno, congratulations, picking up the title belt in a big win.
We can.
Yeah.